What's up, guys? It's your boy Zion, and I'm bringing you another Destiny episode. This time, I want to talk about the recent update, or I should say the update that went into effect yesterday that hit the Crota raid, and my opinion and everything on it, and what actually happened if you guys haven't read the patch notes. Basically, they patched the entire raid. Everything. All the ways I've shown you guys how to cheese it, how to solo it, patched. So no lamp cannon, no fly across using the sword as a Titan or Warlock. No despawning all the enemies and sniping across to do the bridge. That's all gone. They fixed all of that. There's also, they fixed the glitch where you could have Crota kneel forever. They also fixed, I believe there's one other patch they implemented. Oh, they changed the loot system. So the chest in the beginning, the Light Abyss, doesn't have exotics anymore. You just get shards from it. You can't even get gear. So basically, they moved the exotic drops and gear drops over to Ear Ute, or the Death Singer, or the crazy witch lady that you gotta kill, who does her whole liturgy of ruin and is a pain in the ass. But that all happened. So I went ahead, and today I spent all day running the raid. I found a cool group of guys. They were willing to go ahead and run the raid a couple times and take the time to run it. And I even tested some of these solo. Ran it a little bit solo myself. And I tested every possible thing I could think of. I tried flying over as a blade dancer from a different area. What they did was, let's go ahead and talk about it this way. The lamp cannons in the first encounter don't push you anywhere anymore. They have about as much knockback as a grenade does on normal enemies. So it's not something where you can launch up to the top shelf. You can still, if you're a Warlock or Titan, go ahead and jump up to the next area and still do the glitch. I'll make a video on how to do it exactly, but as using the lamp as a cannon to launch you to the next area doesn't work. So that's the first glitch they went ahead and fixed, and how they actually fixed it. They took the knockback from the lamps away. The second glitch, where it was going ahead and despawning enemies on the bridge, they went ahead and they made it so if you go ahead and activate the bridge, there's a timer. If you despawn all the enemies, and after a certain timer, if you haven't gone across but you've activated the bridge, the Annihilator totems on the other side activate if you're not on any of the plates. So it kind of makes it so you can't really solo it unless you're really quick, because the Annihilator totems activate now on both sides of the bridge if you don't go ahead and instantly start doing the instance like you're supposed to, and in a allotted time that they gave everyone. So that's the second patch. Now I brought up how Titans and Warlocks could fly across with the sword and get to the other side of the bridge by themselves. Now they fixed this in a really trolly way. Basically, they added a death wall. If you go ahead and you throw on the sword and you try to fly across with a Titan, a Warlock, if you try blade dancing across as a hunter, you'll hit a death wall. You make it about halfway and then just drop dead. Like, literally be like, oh, what the fuck happened? Let me try it again. And then you drop dead again, and you just keep falling into a chasm. I wonder if you can have enough dead bodies fill up the chasm so that you could just waltz across. You'd probably still hit the death wall. But basically, that's how they fixed the Titan and Warlock cheese, where you didn't have to sit and snipe. And then Crota. Crota, they went ahead and made it so if a party member quits out, so the whole glitch was the host would leave the game, and Crota would kneel forever and then join back in, and Crota would still be kneeling forever. So you could just go ahead and kill sword bearers and waste Crota in a matter of like 1, maybe 2 swords. They fixed this by making it, if you quit, you can instantly have a timer. So after a certain amount of time, Crota stands right back up. That's how I think they fixed it. I don't think it's triggered by whether or not you leave the game, or whether or not the host leaves the game. I'm almost positive they just set Crota on a timer. So after a certain amount of time, Crota stands back up. Whether or not people quit, whether or not you had people join, Crota's on a timer now, and it looks like it takes about the same time for him to stand back up, whether or not you actually down him the way they intended, or if you have someone like the host quit out and join back in. It takes about the same time, so that glitch is gone. Now, to talk about how I feel about these patches, I'm actually quite happy with them. As much as I liked that Bungie went ahead and had ways you could go ahead and solo the raid, I know I'm like stumbling on my words here. I'm trying to pick the right words as I'm doing this, since we're doing it live. But there was no reason why you should be able to solo the raid by using glitches such as the lamb cannon, or glitches such as the fucking snipe across the bridge and despawn all the enemies. That's like a game breaking kind of glitch. Everyone got their raid gear and stuff really quickly. Kind of like what happened with the Mythic class. Now, what kind of pisses me off about this update is not that you can't really solo the raid unless you do it legit, which really isn't that hard. I went ahead and ran the Light Abyss legit, hit all the lambs, killed the ogres, everything as my hunter last night. It's not that bad. But going ahead and going into, they patched all these things in the raid, but they didn't fix the vanilla game. They didn't fix anything else in the game really that people have been begging Bungie to fix. Things such as put matchmaking for events such as the weekly strikes, the nightfalls, the raid. Those are things people want. I shouldn't have to use an outside source like Destiny LFG to go ahead and find a group who wants to do the raid. I should be able to, just like playing Crucible, go into Crucible and search for people who are looking to play Crucible. Obviously, if you're going into the Crucible, you want to play Crucible. So having a matchmaking specifically on the raid would be helpful, because it'd be people who specifically want to do the raid, because it's a little bit of a pain in the ass and not everybody has 6 people who want to run the raid together at the same time. Now, the counter to this, and the counter argument I've heard is, oh my god, but running the raid with randoms doesn't work out so well. Well, Destiny LFG is a website where you go ahead and find random people with the same interest. They want to run the same group as you, and you basically find groups to go ahead and do nightfall strikes, weekly strikes, raids. This website wouldn't be such a prevalent thing in the community if people didn't want to run the raid or nightfall or weekly or anything with random people, just because it's easier for them to find a group this way than to run the raid solo or run weekly or nightfall strike solo. That's one big thing Bungie did not put into the game that the community has been begging them to put in. Another thing would be put in more fix the Vault of Glass. For example, the Vault of Glass has Praetorians that regenerate their health crazy fucking quick. That wasn't fixed. There's instances where you can go ahead and get glitched out Vault of Glass runs, and it's not fun. But there's all these problems in like the normal game that Bungie could have fixed, like could have used this DLC space to go ahead and fix, and they didn't. Instead, they wasted it on the raid, which makes sense because they're just trying to make the raid like an airtight, working, functional part of the game, when they're trying to go ahead and set a date to release the Crota hard raid, or hard mode Crota raid. They're just basically, we're beta testing the game. We broke their raid the first time they released it. They fixed it. They're probably going to wait to see how we break their raid again, because it's always going to happen. As long as there's a raid, there's going to be some way for us to cheese it. Someone's going to figure out something, and basically Bungie's going to keep trying to fix it before they release the hard mode raid. But my opinion on the patches to the raid, I like that they patched the raid. I think the raid should be exactly that, a tough part of the game that should be hard to run. I shouldn't be able to get a checkpoint and then find a group within 20 minutes and have the raid done in like half hour. Shouldn't be a thing. But I don't agree with they patched the raid and nothing else. They didn't go in and fix any other part of their original game besides the raid. So that's my opinion, guys. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know down in the comment section below. Tell me what you guys think. Did you guys agree with my opinions on the patch? Did you guys feel that they could have done more? Do you think that they did a lot and that we just have to wait for future updates and stuff to fix everything else? Let me know. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, a favorite, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys later. Peace.